Just know what? I don't think I'm ever going to brush my hair again. That's an absolute lie, but I'm feeling this. I am. Hello, my internet family, and welcome back for my first Q&A of 2017. I haven't done one of these in a long time, and I'm long overdue. So I asked my Twitter family to ask me some questions under the hashtag AskMelanie2017. So these are the questions, and I'm just going to answer as many of them as I can because I love talking to you guys. Lauren asked if I have any tips on how to tell people that you're bi, and a lot of you will know in the past I didn't like to kind of put myself in a box. I kind of ended up going with the label bi because it's just easier. Like, it's like the way if you don't have a name for what a fork is and you're looking at a fork and a knife and a spoon and you're like, I want that one, and they're like, which one? Just call it a name. So yeah, I just ended up feeling like going with bi. But the way I used to tell people in the past, and pretty much the way I still tell people now, is that if we get into conversations, say about people that we fancy or people that we've dated or whatever, I would just slip in girls' names and hope that they'll get the gist. And then if they do kind of go, so are you gay? I'll be like, no, I just date people that I fancy. Doesn't matter if they've got boobs or a willy. Caitlin Ryan asked me what's the best thing I've learned in 2016. I think the most valuable thing I've learned is to not put people on pedestals and to learn how to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. I think before last year I liked to think that I was one of those people who could understand different people's point of views and stuff like that, but in 2016 I really put that into practice. Gaina asked me who is my favourite YouTuber at the moment. Out of my friends, probably Hannah Witten. I just think she's putting out some incredible content right now. I love her so much, and I love doing videos with her on the Icon channel as well. When we did about vaginas went like viral, it was so weird. But apart from friends, I'd have to say Superwoman. Tally Care asked, when is your book due to come out? I can't wait to read it. Thank you so much. My book is due out later in autumn, but I'm going to have constant updates on like my social media. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, follow me along there because it's been a process and a half. Flowery Hell asked me, do I have any advice for someone who's still trying to lose weight healthily but recovering from an eating disorder? This is something I tried to do in the past, and I kind of learned through trial and error that it's more important to recover from any issues that you have first before you can tackle weight loss, because losing weight healthily is a long, slow process that you need to dedicate yourself to, and I think it's too difficult to mix getting better from an eating disorder with all these like food things and stuff. So definitely just try and separate them and work on one first. So maybe work on the eating disorder stuff first. That's what I tried to do, and that's always what I encourage people, like slow and steady wins the race always, and taking baby steps and not trying to overhaul everything at once because it's overwhelming. It's way too much to cope with. You've got this, babe. Just don't ever be afraid to talk to people about how you're feeling, be that family or friends or people in forums or professionals. I strongly recommend the professionals, but yeah, you always have people who will have your back. Kate said, how much do you love your subscribers? Because we love you. You guys know where I'm at with that. I turn to you all in every time of struggle, anytime I'm happy, anytime I'm sad. I just rely so much on this. My family, or whatever you guys like to call yourselves, you are one of the most positive, warm, nice, kind, polite, friendly communities that I have seen on YouTube, and I don't take that for granted for a second ever. What do I find most attractive about someone? Oh god, I think their voice and their eyes and their sense of humor. I love big warm eyes, like, you know, when you can look into someone's eyes and just feel that kind of little magic spark, or kind of feel like you're really seeing them. And when they've got a really sexy voice, there's just something about the tone of people's voices that just turns me on. Melissa asked me what/who inspires me and what brings me joy. I find joy in so many things, but in terms of being inspired, people who can go through a struggle and come out of it optimistic, and people who like keep fighting and pushing. Anyone who can crawl through the sewage pipes of life and come out on the other end like pretty much clean. I get inspired by those kind of people. And parents, anyone who can raise a child, I'm just like I can't. Aisling asked me my thoughts on the recent feminism movement, and she said she's rather moderate, but sometimes other girls make her feel bad for not adhering. LMAO. You guys can call me what you like. Again, with the labels, I'm not all that there, but you know, feminism, egalitarian, I just feel like if you support equal rights for women and men, then you're a feminist. And there's so many different definitions of feminism. There's this whole third wave of feminism, and I feel like it gets so overcomplicated online for no reason. Women and men are equal and should always be equal, and I will fight for the rights of whoever needs to be treated the same. Everyone. Just George asked me, have I ever had any bad reactions when coming out as bi, and how did I handle it? Oh yes, not just online, from people that I know, people that I care about and love. There was a lot of difficulty surrounding it, and I know that there's a few people who I look up to a lot and respect, who don't even think bisexuality is a thing. I've had to come to terms with the fact that not everybody is going to understand my way of life, how I feel and stuff, and that's kind of a universal thing. Like, everyone suffers that at some point, where other people just judge them on their lifestyle or don't get their choices or whatever, and everyone is allowed to think what they like. But I am very confident in who I am and in my sexuality, to the point where it doesn't really affect me all that much. You know, I'll get a little bit upset sometimes if someone who I want to understand really just doesn't understand and is like, that doesn't exist. And I have a whole video on things not to say to bisexual people, but yeah, it's tough, but I'm so happy and confident in myself that I don't allow how other people view me or view my lifestyle to dictate how I feel, if you get me. Am I going to Summer in the City again this year? Absolutely I am. I always love seeing all of you guys and all my YouTube friends and doing the meet and greets and going to the parties and making the vlogs. You'll also likely see me at Playlist Live and both of the VidCons and Buffer Festival and all the things, because I am isolated here in Ireland and I need my events to keep me connected to YouTube, because otherwise I'd go batshit crazy. Max asked me if I've any tips for junior cert anxiety, and actually last night I watched an amazing TED Talks. I am obsessed with TED Talks, but this one was about stress and how we interpret stress, and it was talking about teaching yourself to view stress as something that's helpful and all the reasons why you should do that. It was phenomenal, so I'm going to link that down below for you and anyone else who is struggling with stress and anxiety. But yeah, with the junior cert, man, I was a nervous, stressed out wreck pretty much for that whole year. I put a lot of pressure on myself for my junior cert, and I did do really well, and then I realised it was all kind of for nothing, because it's basically just practice for the leaving cert. And I have a degree in teaching, and I know that teachers just kind of really try and scare you and rile you up and make you like about the junior cert. But like, I don't agree with exams anyway. I think it's just trying to cram a load of stuff into your head. It's a memory test. It's not actually seeing how much you've really learned. But when it comes to exams, guys, all you can do is your best. It's not the end of the world if you fail a test or if you don't get the mark that you wanted. There's always repeats, and at the end of the day, everyone has different life situations and circumstances going on around them apart from school. So if you're in a position that you have a lot of time to study and all, I'd encourage you to make the most of it. It seems very different when you're on the outside of it. When you're in it, it's just like, oh, this is shit, fuck my life. But yeah, afterwards then you're kind of like, oh, that was not so bad, because then the leaving cert and then you got university, and it just gets progressively more difficult. So definitely handling your stress right. And I don't know, things that helped me, I guess, was like going for walks and kind of getting up early, going to bed early, all those things. But we didn't have social media when I was doing the junior cert, so it's probably a lot easier for me. Who am I to give advice on this? Oh my god. Can I drive? No. I'm not a fully functioning human. I'm almost there. Almost. Ali Hills asked me if I had to pick what American female YouTuber would I choose to bring on a date. There's so many attractive American female YouTubers, but apart from the straight ones, because for some reason I'm always attracted to straight girls, I am very much attracted to Ingrid Nilsson. I think she's beautiful and she's warm and she's intelligent and she's funny. Also Stevie Bobby, she tweeted something really funny yesterday, that she had a dream that we were dating and I kept making her breakfast, but I was making her wear red lipstick and stuff, which sounds a lot like me. But Stevie is so beautiful and funny in real life. Oh my god. Yeah, bitch, why'd you have to live so far away? I also really dig Ariel. We collabed together and stuff, but yeah, she's really, really cute. Do I have any plans for traveling this year? Absolutely. Apart from the YouTube conventions, I really want to go to France for the first time after I hand in my book to the publishers, because I just want a break, and I've never been to France, and I have this romanticized view and vision of France. I'd love to somehow try and get to New York as well, because I still haven't been to New York. And absolutely Iceland. I want to see the Northern Lights so badly. Orla asked me, how do I get over a fear of clothes shopping with BDD, and what's my biggest achievement? With BDD, I feel like with clothes shopping, my biggest worry always is the changing rooms, like the lights and stuff, because sometimes they have these, you know, the kind of changing rooms, guys, where they have the lights in a certain way that like it shows up every sort of like stretch mark and dimple and everything on your body that you kind of usually don't think about, because I've gotten really far in my body dysmorphia recovery, and I do feel great in myself and stuff now, but definitely in certain lightings and with certain types of mirrors on the side going on and all, it can make it a little bit difficult, because I'll see myself sometimes and I look very different than I do in my head or whatever. But a little tip for this that does actually help me, and I know it probably sounds silly, but it makes the whole experience more joyous for me, is that I'll have a full body pamper the day before I go shopping. So, you know, I'll do a shave and I'll moisturize, and I might put on like a nice light tan or whatever, just anything that I would do if I was going to get in a bikini, I would do before I go clothes shopping. And I don't try and squish myself into clothes that I know are not going to fit me. Even I might sometimes size up just so that they feel like they're very comfortable and there's lots of room in the clothes. And it really bothers me when shops say that something is a size UK 12 or a UK 14, but then in a different shop the same size won't fit you the same way. Like, I just wish there was like a universal size. It's never going to happen, but you know, wishful thinking. But no, I'm so glad that you're like trying to battle through this body dysmorphia, because once you get a handle on your thoughts and your self-image and your perception of yourself, you'll be a lot nicer to yourself. Like, it's so important to be kind to ourselves and to focus on parts of ourselves that we do like, and to cut ourselves a bit of bloody slack. Sarah asked me what's my goal for 2017, and I don't know how to like choose one overall goal, but I guess it's just to create things that I am proud of. I want to do a lot more of the cinematic spoken word things, but I also really want to start acting classes and, you know, obviously finish my book and stuff, and I want to be proud of my book. I want people to enjoy it. So my goals this year are all focused around creating, rather than things like, you know, lose weight or find a partner or whatever. Like, I want to focus all of it into you guys and work and stuff this year, because I'm really, really motivated. Rosie asked me what I do to ground myself when I feel spaced out. What I'll do a lot of the time is I'll play out loud an audiobook of like my favourite books and stuff, a book where I know the story and I feel really comfortable in the world or the universe that was created, and I'll play them in the background, and I'll just lie down with my cats. And I know that sounds like so basic or whatever, but that feeling of feeling at home, you know, in my own bed with my cats, and like Molly's purring in my face and all her fluff, and I have like a familiar thing going on in the background with the audiobook, stuff like that really, really helps me a lot. I'm a sucker for familiarity and nostalgia, and so like anything that makes me feel the way I felt when I was younger is just... Jack said, when are you going to do a collab again with Riyadh K? It's been too long. I agree, it has been way too long. Every time we hang out, we just like have fun, and sometimes I put them in like the odd vlog, like a Food Diary Friday vlog or something, but we're always just having too much fun. And I have this problem with a lot of my YouTube friends. They've become such real life friends that now we always just forget to like, you know, the business side of things, to like make videos together. I'll try and work on that this year. Just hound him on Twitter to do videos with me, and then he'll have to. Little bitch. Any book updates? Love your video so much. Thank you very much. Yeah, actually the other day I started writing about something I didn't intend to originally, because it's all about kind of me, but I wrote a bit about porn addiction to pornography, and I don't know if the publishers will leave it in, but I kind of hope they do, because I think it's something that is very difficult to verbalize for me on camera as a woman. It's a lot easier to write about stuff like that for me, but there's a lot in the book that I haven't talked about on my channel. It's full of feels, guys, full of feels. Red wine with chocolate or red wine with cheese? With chocolate? Who do you think you're talking to here? Yeah, we all know I'm an absolute chocolate fiend, especially if it's dark chocolate with wine. That's like my favourite evening snack. Absolutely. Gelly asked me, what is self-care to you and what is your self-care routine? I wouldn't say I have a specific like routine that I stick to really rigidly, but to me self-care is like taking time out of your day to prioritize yourself and look after yourself so that you can be operating on top form and so that you're able to be there for other people and contribute to society. Self-care can be something as little as taking time out of the day to prepare yourself a meal and a cup of tea, or to have a bubble bath and read a book. It doesn't have to be all about looks and stuff, but I definitely find that, you know, self-preening, as most animals do, you know, looking after yourself is self-care. Being nice to yourself is self-care, so don't be shit talking yourself, bitch. My top tip for running a YouTube channel is consistency, and don't be afraid to try new things. Don't let yourself get pigeonholed into one type of content, because you'll get really bored and you likely won't stick to it. Rachel said, what's the name of the colour you dyed your hair? Thinking of going for a similar colour. I just asked for auburn, and I'm going to try and slowly make it more auburn. It's kind of a rich brown with auburny reddy shades in it, but it's going to be dependent on your starting off colour. That's what the hairdressers will always say when you go in to get it done, or if you do it yourself. But if you're getting a box dye, I'd say go for a straight up auburn. Beck said, what product do you think has helped improve your acne scars the most? I definitely think using serums, and in particular the Sunday Riley Good Genes treatment has been amazing for the marks left over by acne. But even really basic ass serums such as Vichy Aqualia Thermal, which is a cheaper one in the drugstore, yeah, adding in serums and like nighttime oils into my routine made a tremendous difference. Tremendous, that's Donald Trump's favourite word, isn't it? Tremendous. But yeah, get on the serums. What do I do when I have a bad hair day to tame frizziness? I just leave it like this. But no, like hair oils and stuff while your hair is wet helps, and like, you know, if you blow dry it with the hair oil right after washing it and stuff like that and then style it, it's less likely to go wild like this. But, you know, embrace the frizz. Like, what's my favourite Disney movie? That is like asking someone what's their favourite child. I'm telling you, that's like an evil question to ask. But probably The Lion King. If I had to decide, it would always come back to The Lion King, because I just rewatched that so much as a child. Maddie asked me, do I have any weird habits? And ever since I was a little kid, I have eaten the skin around my nails, eaten the skin on the inside of my cheeks, and eaten the skin on my lips. I'm basically a cannibal. What's my favourite musical? Okay, it's really tight between Les Miserables and Phantom of the Opera. Alana asked me, how did it feel to hit 400,000 subscribers? Mind-boggling. And now it's 430 something thousand. Where are you all coming from? And Maddie said, I've been wanting to cut my hair like yours, but I'm nervous. Do you love yours enough to recommend it? Absolutely. Takes me so much less time to wash it, and I'm actually thinking of going even shorter. Yeah, like, hair can always grow back, but I just love being able to do this. Thank you for your questions, guys. If you want me to do this more often, please give this video a thumbs up, and actually give it a thumbs up, because I want to know if you want me to keep these up regularly, like once a month. But yeah, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in another video very soon. Bye!